Hello, I'm Althea Greaney. Welcome to the Simsbury View. Simsbury is well known for its educational opportunities for our young residents, but the need and desire to learn never ends. Where do our senior citizens turn for mental and physical stimulation? Kathleen Marschall is the Simsbury Senior Center Coordinator, and Mary Glassman is our First Selectman. Let's find out what's new for Simsbury seniors. Kathy and Mary, welcome to the Simsbury View.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Well, let's start out with, right away, what's new and changing at the Simsbury Senior Center?
Well, we just put out our new a new format of our newsletter. We have a brand new newsletter. It comes out bi-monthly.
Yeah.
Our September-October edition is out. We've got a wellness fair coming up next week, September 23rd at Eno Hall Auditorium. From 9:30 to 11:30, we have a fair with over 20 vendors. We'll have flu shots, pneumonia shots, chair massages, screenings, vision screenings with the Lions Club.
Wow.
So we encourage people to come to Eno Hall next Tuesday, the 23rd, from 9:30 to 11:30.
Okay, do you need to pre-register
No,
for
you can
that?
just show up. If you need a flu shot, you can call the Farmington Valley VNA to register for that, or you can just drop in for a flu shot. We also have a Veterans Appreciation Luncheon coming up on September 30th. That's from 12 o'clock. Mary's going to help and come to our event there. So all veterans and a guest, we'd like to welcome them to come to the Senior Center for that as well.
Okay, and do they need to pre-register for that?
We'd like them to, yeah. They can call us at the Senior Center.
Okay.
Do you need the number?
Well, let's give them the number.
Yeah, the number is 658-3273. They can give us a call and register.
Okay, great. Thank you. So that's some of the new things that are happening that are coming up pretty much right away.
Right.
There's what's happening further on down the line.
Well, we've got some Halloween stuff coming up. We always have trick-or-treaters come from the local preschools and nursery schools come over. We celebrate that. We have our Intonations choral group, which will be singing at some community events coming up. And then we have a holiday party every year coming up in December.
Yeah.
We'll be doing that. So, and all our new classes, we start our new schedule in the fall, much like the schools do. We have new classes starting up, exercise, lifelong learning, education. So all those are in our newsletter, which you can access.
Yep.
Either you can pick one up at our center, or you can also access that on the town website.
Okay.
Everything's on there. You can also register for most programs now on the town website as well.
Okay.
So that's another new thing at the center.
So it's Simsbury-C
-ct.gov
Okay.
/senior center.
Okay, and you can get all the information that's in here?
Absolutely, yep.
Okay.
And more, even more information.
Okay,
there,
and
so.
anybody that's already registered at the senior center is eligible to receive this?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yes.
right.
Yes.
And you can either pick it up
Right,
at the senior center?
Right, or we do mail them to about 1,600 homes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Just real quick for people that aren't aware, the senior center is available to people of what age?
50 and over.
Okay.
Yep. So you can. There's no membership fee. You can just come down, sign up, just a quick form, and you're a member. It's easy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I've got to give you a call because I don't know how to access my account online.
Oh, sure. We can help you with that. Yep. Yep.
So I was going to sign up for my painting class, and I was like, wait a minute. And I put in what I thought was my password, and it was like, no, that's not right. Call Kathy. And I'm like, okay.
We can help you with that, yeah. We're excited, though. More and more people are using the website to sign up for programs. That's really exciting for us.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's convenient because then you don't have to come down and say, I want this, this, and this, and bother somebody or stand in a line sometimes.
Absolutely. You can use credit cards now, so it's great. Yep.
Yeah, very good. So that's something else that's new, folks. We can use the credit cards. We can do it online. And if you don't know how to do it online, I think there's even a class. I saw it listed in the thing.
We have computer tutoring, right? Absolutely, yep.
So you can learn how to do it. It's all good stuff.
That's right. That's good.
Okay. And you said you had 1,600 people that you're mailing the...
Right. We mail those, and then we hand deliver to some of our senior communities in town, and then we encourage people to pick them up if they're there on a regular basis. So we print about 2,000 newsletters every 2 months. So.
Yeah, because that was one of the things I was wondering, how many people actually have registered. And I don't know, do we have any demographics that say how many people are eligible to register but haven't yet?
I don't have that, but with this new software, we do have more access to, with Google Analytics, to access demographics, which we need to do in the future. That's one of our goals too. So that is something we're going to work on.
Okay, yeah, it was just something that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do know, Althea, that Simsbury population is aging. We're aging as a community. Connecticut is aging as a community, and we think Simsbury is a great place to be a senior in. And Kathy and her staff do a great job in making the senior center, which is at a vibrant place to be healthy, to socialize, to have lunch together, to sign up for programs, and we think that the walkable downtown center is a great amenity for our seniors. So as most of us reach 50, I met that milestone in Althea. We are looking for things to do and to meet new people. There are a lot of seniors that are moving here because their families and children are here. We're seeing a lot at the senior center where folks are new to the community, and so the senior center provides a great instant place to have friendships and to develop some networking. And we just finding that our seniors are more active. They're healthier. They're more engaged. I know we have in one of the exercise classes that we had at Eno, one of our participants was 92 years old. So I think it's just a testament to the community to involve people, and also I think it's the new seniors. People are active. They're walking the bike trail more. They're taking part in many of our programs, and so that's leading us to look at long-term planning for how we're going to need to change what we offer as a community to our seniors who are more active. The days of seniors coming together, sitting, and knitting, or I knit. I'd like to knit. So knitting is not a bad thing. But being a passive senior center is changing. And bowling are some of the programs that people are doing, and we're finding a lot of our seniors are volunteering. We started a new program working with Kathy and our seniors to offer volunteers, senior center volunteers who sit and work with us at Town Hall to welcome people to Town Hall and to help introduce them to some of the information at Town Hall. It's been a great win-win for our seniors who love being out socializing, giving back to the community. And many of our volunteers are in their 90s. I won't tell you who they are because I've told you their age. So it's a win-win. So our residents come in and they get to learn from the experience of our seniors, and our seniors love coming to Town Hall and meeting our residents and working with our staff, and so it's a really win-win. And so anyone out there watching the program who hasn't taken advantage of the program at the senior center, or maybe know someone, a neighbor or a family member or someone who's just recently retired, it's really great to connect them with Kathy and her team and help them find the program or the volunteer program or the art program that or the exercise program that fits your needs. It's really great.
And there's quite a variety. I mean, I was surprised looking at the number of different exercise programs. I mean, there's yoga, there's there's stretching, there's there's combinations of things. There's just about everything available, no matter what you want to do. There's line dancing in the afternoon on Tuesdays now. So, it's just amazing. I happened to be upstairs one day when they were doing the line dancing, and I just was like checking in. I'm like, wow. I don't know if I would do that.
Popular exercise program is, Kathy?
I think Mary Root's probably one of our most popular teachers. She does a cardio class. That may be one of our most popular, I know Mary does a program here as well, so
fantastic. Very good. Now, what was the most popular activity? That was one of my questions.
I'm sorry.
But also, people are wondering what's happening as far as we had the referendum on the possibility of a new senior center. And what's happening with that? Where are we going with that?
Well, Kathy can talk a little bit about the need, but one of the things that we've noticed, as we said earlier, is that our senior population is changing. What they need is changing. There's more demand for exercise classes. There's more demand for having coffee and some snacks and some lunches. We've had a very popular brown bag lunch on Fridays that people can just come in and grab a sandwich or something for the weekend, and that's led to the whole conversation about whether the senior center at Eno really meets the needs. You know, Eno Memorial Hall is such a jewel of a building. It was a gift to the people of Simsbury from the Eno family. It was built in the 1920s, and as a result has beautiful, you know, marble floors and you know, high ceilings. And so we need to look at whether the building meets the needs of the new senior center needs. And that started a conversation of Kathy and her staff looking at, you know, the popularity of the programs, who were meeting the needs of, and we really have taken a look at, does Eno fit? Can we retrofit and change what the needs are, or do we really need to look at a one floor type of a situation that's more adaptable?
Right.
And thanks to a subcommittee of the volunteers who are on the Senior Center subcommittee, that led to a conversation about whether the Senior Center should be in the center of town, at Eno or some other site, or at Bushy Hill Road. And maybe Kathy can talk a little bit about what the seniors are looking for in terms of new building.
Yeah. Well, you know, we've had a lot of feedback about this.
Yes.
People have a lot of different ideas, but I think the big thing that we need here that we're lacking is additional parking space. We have 37 spaces out here, and most days we have between 100 and 200 people here. So we need more space.
Right.
We need more space, more multi-purpose space to run. Like, for instance, we want to run concurrent exercise programs. We can't do that here because we have one large multi-purpose space, and so things like that we need. Our lunch program, we have to turn people away sometimes because we don't have a big enough space. And we'd like to grow programming too. We'd like to add another day of lunch. We'd like to add more programming in general. So we just need more space and more accessible space too for people. So those are really what we need. Now people have different ideas about where they want it, whether they want it here or somewhere else, you know, here on Route 10, but it's a popular topic for people. You know, so,
And we're looking for input. So it's, this is a perfect time if you've been to the Senior Center and to let us know, Kathy, or you can contact me to let us know what you liked about the Senior Center, what we're not offering that you'd like us to offer, where else you think that you know, that you'd like to see access. The one decision the Board of Selectmen did make is that we did continue the study. We're continuing the study with the Public Building Committee. They've been charged with looking at the site and making a recommendation. But we did get some feedback on the Bushy Hill location. The town does own some land at the corner of Stratton Brook and Bushy Hill. And I know that was a popular site with the seniors because it would allow a new construction of a one-story structure. We did have a public hearing, and I think the decision of the Board of Selectmen was to not to accept that as a possible site location. So that location is off the table. And I think the reason primarily was certainly there were some residents who voiced some environmental concerns over that site. But I think that those concerns, but also the fact that Simsbury is really focused on making the downtown our center. You know, we've spent a lot of time and had a lot of public input that says, you know, downtown is where the library is, it's where the post office is, it's where the banks are, it's where the restaurants are, and having our seniors be able to be downtown and not isolated was probably a better decision for the long term. And you know, I think that seniors don't think of ourselves as seniors. You know, those of us who reach 50, you know, we don't see ourselves, we see ourselves, you know, being involved in the community, active in the community, maybe using the library, maybe using the senior center, maybe using the bike trails, maybe using the walking trails. So we're really trying to plan for what the senior needs will be, not just today, but, you know, 5 years out, 10 years out. And it seemed that having the center in the center, regardless of where it is, whether it remains at Eno or whether it goes to another site, it really made sense because you have the ability to walk and to use all the other resources. You know, the Performing Arts Center, the long-range plans for that call for an expansion of maybe having music programs or musical winter programs there. So, you know, how can the Senior Center take advantage of maybe the future growth of musical programs there as well.
Okay.
So the Public Building Committee, probably by the end of the year, will make a recommendation to the Board of Selectmen. We'll then have a public hearing and get some input. But now's the time if folks have an opinion. Do you like it at Eno? And given the challenges of the parking and if we can address those, or would you like to see it in another site? And a couple possible sites right now that the Public Building Committee is looking at is the town does own the land on Iron Horse Boulevard, right near Drake Hill, and at the corner across from the back of Fitzgerald's. That's a possible site. Or the state of Connecticut owns some land that they have optioned to the town, right next to True Value Hardware store. Well, so would that site work well in conjunction with Eno as well? So we're lucky to have great volunteers on the Public Building Committee that are spending a lot of time and energy looking at recommendations, and hopefully we'll have that information back to us by the end of the year.
Okay. Well, maybe the new building will have a pickleball court too.
There you go. Right.
And maybe Kathy could explain what pickleball is, because I didn't know about pickleball until this year. So.
I think pickleball originated in Florida, I believe. It's a variation on tennis. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. And paddleball. It's a smaller court. They use a tennis court, but they break it down to a smaller court, right?
Smaller.
You use the net. Use a hard paddle, correct, and a wiffle ball, like so. And I think scoring is somewhat similar to
tennis.
Yes.
Or ping pong.
But a lot of our folks that can't play tennis anymore, can't run the whole tennis court, really are enjoying this.
So it's a little slower of a pace.
Yeah.
And the other,
actually,
and it's a smaller
they say
court.
it's slower, but
it's not.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, the ball moves depending on how you hit it.
Yeah.
The nice thing is it's a smaller court.
Okay.
So there's less area you have to cover.
Right.
So that makes a difference.
Yeah, you can move forward, but if you move forward, you got to move back quick.
Right.
So it's one of those things
moving.
that kind of just it's an interesting, fun.
Yeah. Very popular.
Very
Yeah.
popular.
And another popular game is bocce.
Right?
And so there are plans underway, working with Kathy and her staff to install a bocce court at Eno. So it'll be a great sport, and it won't be regulation size, because we realize that bocce courts are very large. And so it's a little smaller than the regulation size, but it will be right in the back of Eno, and it'll provide another option to get our seniors out moving and
Out in the
socializing.
fresh air,
I think
too.
that's really the key thing, and I think
Absolutely.
that's probably what you see, Kathy, the most benefit of the senior center.
And, you know, these ideas, pickleball, bocce, are all ideas of our members, you know, so that's where we get a lot of our great ideas for new programming. You know, someone comes into my office and says, could we do this? I'm like, sure, let's try. We'll try pretty much anything, you know, so we had a gentleman come in and say, could we play pickleball? And so we made it work.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's been great.
Okay, so if people want to introduce additional changes?
Call me, email me, go on the website, absolutely. Stop in, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's very easy to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else we wanted to cover? We've done what's coming up, what's out in the future.
Just that, you know, I think just to stress that the lunches, maybe Kathy can go over the schedule. The lunch programs are open to the public. Some are free and some are $2.
Yep.
So it's a very reasonable price. It's very social. And there are certain events. We have rides to casinos, so maybe you can just go over the lunch schedules. And
yeah, we have lunch here every Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday we serve a meal, a larger sit-down meal here. McLean provides our food. They deliver it to us, and our kitchen staff serve it to our folks. And then on Fridays we do, like Mary talked about, a more casual soup and sandwich luncheon. People come in and eat it here, or they take it with. Mary's been over for lunch. And so we also do 7 times a year, the Aging and Disability Commission sponsors a Super Tuesday luncheon, which is a soup and sandwich lunch. And we just had one, I think last week in October, is our big fashion show luncheon. Mary's a model every year for us.
Yes, it's always fun.
Yes, the second chance, we get the clothes from the Second Chance shop, and a lot of folks in town model for us. We have soup and sandwich, and people are welcome to come to that as well. So, yeah.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good.
Yep.
Busy, busy, busy.
Yeah. Busy's good.
Busy is very good. And in the social atmosphere of being together with other people your own age, maybe a little younger, maybe a little older.
Absolutely.
It's always good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right.
all right.
Right. And we do have a wide range of ages there. I mean, I think, like you said, sometimes people think everybody at the senior center is playing bingo with a wheelchair, and that's not the case at all. Not that there's anything wrong with bingo, but there's a lot of, I think people are surprised when they come here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I think there's something for everybody.
Absolutely.
And it's really great that the seniors look out for each other as well.
Right.
So it really just takes that first time coming. And I think, whether you're new to Simsbury or you've never been before, that's what we would encourage. Just try it, because there's something for every age group, every ability, every interest, and it's just so great that that the friendships that develop of neighbors looking after neighbors, calling folks, carpooling. Dial-A-Ride provides free transportation. We do ask for donations if folks want to go out of town medical appointments, but we can get you to the grocery store, we can get you to the doctor's, we can get you to the senior center, get you to the library. I mean, so there really isn't really anything that we can't get you to if you want to participate. So just try it once, and you'll come back.
But you're right too about friendships that have been formed here, just from people that show up, or they maybe see somebody they haven't seen in 30 years and they reconnect, or so that's nice to see. And people looking out for each other. You're absolutely right.
I think the big thing we saw was during the emergencies and during the winter storm. That was really where I think the senior center really stepped up, because you had access to folks with special needs, and so we were able to contact them. But we also had seniors who were able to help with others, and when they were without power, someone invited someone over who had power. So, it's nice to have friendships, but it's important too if you live alone, or if you maybe have family that's not local. It's really a godsend. So
stay connected. Yes.
Yeah. That's it.
Right.
Well, we got to stay connected, but we're going to have to say thank you, Kathleen and Mary, for joining us today, and taking time out of your busy schedule and to keep Simsbury informed about the Senior Center, current and future. I also want to thank our volunteer camera operators, Rachna Agarwal and Jim.
Jim Dempsey.
Jim Dempsey, that's it. Thanks, Jim. Our director today is SCTV's station manager, Karen Hanville, and our editor is Kristen Benedict. I'm Althea Greaney. Thank you for watching the Simsbury View.
Funding for Simsbury Community Television is provided in part by contributions from viewers like you. Thank you.